bands.
The race was on to meet the demand for more girl bands. Looking to capitalise was a veteran of an earlier scene.
When they said to us, "You're the future of pop," we were like, fuck off, we're experimental. I must have mellowed if I could go from trying to change the world with electronic music to creating a girl band.
After nearly 20 years and 40 million records sold, Andy had called time on his synth group OMD in 1996.
I felt like I was banging my head against a brick wall. Nobody was going to buy my records because I was in an 80s synth band. And times had changed. And Radio 1 wouldn't play us. Bastards.
The race is on to get out of the bottom.
I'd heard the Spice Girls, and I just went, that is so infectious. People used to say to me, surely Andy McCluskey from Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark thinks that's shit. I'm like, no, it's bloody brilliant. And I just thought, if you want to carry on and write songs for somebody else, maybe that's the way to go. And then thought, OK, what is the best type of manufactured pop group? I said, three-piece girl band.
Andy enlisted a young band manager, Martin O'Shea, to help form a group with a distinctly northern flavour.
I don't think there has been a girl group out of Liverpool. Well, I didn't know of one.
It was important that it was going to have a regionality, a distinctive flavour, a vibe. We didn't want a band made up from, pardon the expression, wannabes who'd all been to stage school.
I was working at the Motor Museum studio. It was called the Pink Museum then. And Oasis had been recording in that studio, and I'd sort of had an impact on me, that whole world of the way they just didn't care.
I need to be myself.
It was like full on. People loved them for that. They were Northerners. And I thought, why not just do a Scouse group that's got loads of attitude and isn't like anything else? Then it was find band members who were up for it, really.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
My mate, who was in a techno band called the Pawn Kings, who had a couple of minor dance hits, said to me, you still trying to do a girl band? I said, yeah. He said, you've got to meet this girl, she's a star. His exact words were, she's wasting her time behind me on stage.
OK, well, I'm joined now by the Pawn Kings. We've just been having a chat. Come on, have a chat to the girls.
This is the lovely Kerry.
Yeah, that's right. OK, well...
A week later, I'm sat here. The door opens. Kerry comes in. Hiya!
Are you all right? Is everyone happy? I love me, little mate. Come on then, baby. You getting in? Baby, shush. It's about me today. It's about me today. Good boy. At the time, I was 18. You know, I was living in this council flat and I went to Liverpool. I'd never been for any audition in my life. Took my portfolio of pastry photographs, told a load of dirty jokes, sang a few karaoke songs.
Hey,
She doesn't give a shit what anybody really thinks, which is brilliant.
She was incredible. The energy level coming out of the girl.
The vision we shared, really, Kerry summed it up. Even though she had never really sung at that point, Kerry had a really good voice, and people don't realise that. She could do it.
But I think, obviously, they weren't for me more because of the way I looked. I mean, it helps if you're fit. I know I wouldn't have been a fucking girl band if I didn't have a bit about me.
Second to join the group was 17-year-old schoolgirl Liz McClarnon.
Love every minute of it, and I'm so excited about everything.
But Andy still had one last slot to fill to complete his trio.
Johnny bag. Matches my t-shirt. Made in Liverpool.
She walked through that door to the mic, and out came this voice.
Making me feel that I want it.
Enter Natasha Hamilton, who was just 16 at the time.
Hello.
Those vocals are on the finished single. Her audition vocals, she was that good. She just had raw power. That was a really big moment.
All I ever wanted to be was on stage singing. Because as a kid, like, I was bullied quite a lot. I was bullied because I was ginger. I was bullied because I wore braces. I was bullied because my dad was mixed race and I lived in a predominantly white part of Liverpool. So for me, music was such a... It was escapism.
With Andy's dream pop lineup complete, the group settled on a name, Atomic Kitten.
The first time the three of them in that room, Kerry said, "Give us an hour, we'll do a dance routine."
So I'm like, oh, that's really good, but what about this? Or what about this? You know, like, kind of like give her my 2 pence worth. And that didn't go down well at all. It put Kerry's nose out.
Couldn't stand her. She's very abrupt and very assertive. I went, don't like her.
Kerry went back to the studio and said, I don't like her, and if she's in the band, I'm leaving. I was absolutely heartbroken.
But my God, that girl can sing in the way. Just give it 2 weeks. Just give her a chance.
One time, we had a free weekend, and I invited Kerry to mine. And my dad cooked spag bol, and we went out to Liverpool for a few drinks. And we actually ended up becoming the best of mates. We were like double trouble.
Yeah, I loved her to bits. She was my best mate.
I had a really close family, and I think for Kerry, coming to my house was her sanctuary. She used to call my mum and dad, Mum and Dad.
Like, I wanted her family to be my family. You know, they had stability, proper stability, whereas I didn't have that. I was in refuges and foster homes, and my mum was more my mate than a mum. You know, I love my mum's bits, but my mum had a really hard childhood and she had a lot of issues herself. Alcohol, drugs, you know. I was brought up in, like, the rough pubs. Like, I lived in the pubs. Me and my mum and all her mates. I was more treated like an adult than anything.
She was kind of the big sister I never had in the end. We were really close.
The thing is, they were still kids, you know, they were so young. And essentially, we became their parents.
Say hi, Martin.
Hi, Mark. I made a commitment to look after the girls. They're young people, and I told them, I've got your back.
Properly red hair.
Proper red.
There was a responsibility for us. You know, they were giving up school to do this. And then the pressure was on that we needed to get them a record deal.
Like you said you would. Yeah.
Up north in Liverpool, yet to release any music,
More singing and less dancing, please, all right?
Atomic Kitten was sending out demos to the major labels.
We agreed that they would do a showcase for Hugh Goldsmith, Hugh's label, Innocent in London.
And of course, Innocent were already having big success. A subsidiary of Virgin.
They're Billy Piper, they're Martin McCluskey.
And he sat down, and halfway through, Hugh Goldsmith just put down and go, "Stop, stop." And we were like, oh God, is it that bad? Are we really that deluded? Girls, come here, come here, come here. I'm going to sign you.
I can remember calling my mum and just being like, well, we've done it. Because I get emotional. Yeah, that was it. It was like, I've got the golden ticket. Like, I've got a way out. I'm gonna be somebody. I'm gonna make something of my life.
And in the end, we did a phenomenal deal. It was going to be a priority for the whole label. They had to make it work to get the money back. So, yeah, exciting.
We got a few grand deposited into our bank accounts. I remember giving my mum and dad some money and them getting the house painted. For me, I was like, this is like, you know, I can help or buy shoes.
What made you different from other girl bands?
Probably my gob. I oh, there's so much room in this pop industry for another girl band.
It's like-
the thing is, we're not another girl band.
Atomic Kitten came along and they were really different, actually, and they felt kind of quite sort of hometown glam, I guess. They were a little bit more low rent, but kind of unashamedly so. You know, Kerry was like a breath of fresh air.
You know, some bands, like, they're so smart, like, oh, you know, don't talk to me, you know, I'm too good for you. And like us, we're like, all right, love, how you doing? Can't you come in house for a couple more? You know, we're just out having a laugh. You know, we're not going to be any different just because you're on the telly, mate. No, get it sorted.
You can try to tell somebody what's going to happen to them, but they're not going to listen. They just are too excited. All their dreams are coming true, or so they think. Yeah, because the reality is getting a record contract is being given a ladder. You still have to climb it.
Now, with a major label behind them, no expense was spared launching the Kittens' debut single, Right Now.
You know, Right Now to this day will always be my favourite song, ever. Because it's the first time I ever walked onto a set and gone, oh my God, this is real. We're on our set. It's our first film. A bit scary. It's amazing, isn't it? It was just unbelievable. I was like, fucking hell, this is really happening. This is like legit shit.
With Right Now, the lyrics, they were a little bit spicy. We almost weren't allowed to perform it on Live and Kicking because of the lyrics. At the time, I did not even know what that was saying. I was just saying the words. There was like hidden... Well, actually, it wasn't a very hidden meaning at all. If I saw my 16-year-old daughter on stage singing that, I'd probably go, oh, that's weird. But we weren't sexualised at all back then.
Come on, girls, give me some juice!
We were just like jumping around in trainees' jeans and like little crop tops, really chaotically. So I think because we were so girl next door, it dampened down the meaning of the lyrics a little bit and we got away with it.
I think it was a Sunday night, everybody would listen to the top 10. It was a thing back then. We're at my mum's flat.
What number are you?
10. And when we first heard that we were straight in at number 10, that was huge.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
You're crying.
It was a moment of validation. I think especially all the hardship I'd gone through as a kid growing up and the bullying, and it was a bit like, yeah, but look at me now.
The Kittens followed up with 2 more top 10 hits.
Seen them loads, 5 times. We've seen them in concert.
We saw them on concert.
You good?
Yeah, very good.
And soon won fans across the globe.
Pop stars, and we're gonna go to Tokyo. But it is a wicked job, let me tell you. I'm excited.
It's like landing on a different planet in a sense of the furthest away I've been is probably Benidorm.
Oh, we went on a plane once when we foster parents. Next thing you know, I'm travelling the world. What if it's shit on there?
It was incredible, but it was a million miles away from home and they've got no parents there keeping us in line, keeping us in check. I'm running amok, maybe?
A night on town, a night on town.
When I look back, I wish there was more of a adult presence there all the time. Like, my chaperone used to take me back to my hotel at 9 p.m. and she'd go home and I'd go out. Because, you know, the reality of it was, we're always on this, like, fun escapade, but I suppose when all that quietened down and you went to bed, it was like, oh, you know, there was a loneliness that came with it as well. I think that's why we drank a lot. Like, you know, we did like a drink. I think, you know, you have a drink, you get to sleep easier. You don't have to be in your head as much.
Just over a year after forming, the Kittens went on tour with the Smash Hits Roadshow.
What's that?
Playing gigs up and down the country with some of the biggest bands around.
Everyone's just chilling out. Apart from the Atomic Kitten, I don't know what they're doing. One of my favourite jobs was going on the Smash Hits roadshows. It was like the closest I'd get to being a pop star without being a pop star.
Absolutely busy.
Yeah.
Are you?
We are.
We fit, man.
Soaking up that sort of chaos and the anarchy.
Get out!
I don't be horrible to me. Let me in. Westlife were definitely sort of one of the most popular pop bands in the country.
What's your favourite member of West? What would you do with him if he was here now?
I mean, the Westlife fans were mental.
Hello.
I remember being backstage and Liz went, oh my God, there's Westlife.
Quick, just take 2 minutes, quick. Do you want my phone number?
We end up in the Westlife dressing room, having a laugh and a giggle with them all.
We've been in Westlife's room all day and they keep flirting with all three of them. No, with Kerry. I'm not complaining.
I think nearly every one of the Westlifers asked me out. But yeah, Brian took a shine to me and I was like, look, I'm not going to be another notch on your bedpost, mate, just because you're in a boy band. But he really made me laugh. And yeah, I fell madly in love with him.
This is my anniversary present to Brian.
I was happy for her. Like, who doesn't want to see the mate all loved up and happy? Like, I was absolutely over the moon. There was not one part of me that thought, oh, she shouldn't be doing this.
It was like Romeo and Juliet in the new millennium. The record companies were furious.
They all went absolutely fucking apeshit.
It was definitely bad for the band. Not from my point of view, but from, like, the label and management. They were like, you cannot be seen with one of the boys in the biggest boy band in the UK because fan jealousy is a thing.
They belong to the fans. No one else is allowed to go near them.
Louis Walsh, the manager, he hated it. No, he was not happy about it.
I remember Lou Walsh going, I don't like you. You're trouble. I was like, well, I don't like you either. I don't fucking work for you.
The risk that I worried about was that it would hurt their business quite badly, so we were very meticulous in hiding what was going on, coats over heads and all that, so much so that many months went by, really, before the press really got onto it.
I mean, I think when Kerry started to see Brian McFadden as a pop star crossover, wasn't it? They were on the front of those magazines every single week. They were tabloid fodder. My first job was working at the Daily Mirror in 2000, underneath the editorship of Piers Morgan. And the thing is, I think in general, the public didn't want to read that everything was brilliant. So we were always looking for negative stories because misery sold. And I think everybody, celeb-wise, kind of must have lived a pretty nerve-wracking life, wondering if their life was going to be exposed.
Oh, my God. The dreaded press. Oh. Obviously, when I started dating Brian, they start digging into your past. And my God, my real life was, well, you know the story. It was just crackers behind the scenes, wasn't it? It eventually starts coming out and your page 3 photographs get out there and about me mum, about foster homes. It was really tough. It was really, really hard. And then I fell pregnant. I got pregnant at 20. I was a baby. Me and Brian were babies. Then when it actually got out in the papers, I couldn't handle the press. I couldn't handle the fame. I couldn't handle it. I just wanted to be married, have kids, and create that family unit. And I was just like, it's all yours, girls.
Atomic Kitten here, everybody. How are you? First up, Kerry, congratulations on everything that's happening to the baby and everything. Sad news this week, though, about you and the band.
Yes, I'm leaving Atomic Kitten.
You are? When are you actually going? Oh, isn't it sad?
It wasn't a surprise to me when she left the band. She'd been struggling a lot up until that point. Like, she had started to miss a lot of work. And seeing my best friend so unhappy, so I just thought, if it made her happy, leaving and going off with Brian and running off into the sunset and having a baby, then I just backed her. I was like, go do it. Even though I was gutted and I was absolutely terrified of what was going to happen to the band.
And how did you feel about that?
We were worried that it was going to be the end if Kerry left, because she was the focal point that we built the band around. We had to find a replacement. So I was praying that it was all going to work out.
Were you hoping that when you left the band that the press attention would die down?
Yeah. I actually thought if I just leave the band, go be a mum and a wife, I'll be grand. Nah. And Brian left me anyway. Turned to drugs to cope with it. It was just a really tough time. And I got so much shit for it. They were vile, the journalists were vile over the years. My mum had them round in their house all the time. I think one of them went to my mum's with a bag of coke, shitload of cash, and she did a story on me. You know, everyone just ends up selling you out. And all you want to do is be loved. You just want to make people proud. It can be quite evil, you know, when you just try and do the best you can do, and sometimes it's not good enough and you make mistakes along the way. A lot of it, most of it was my own doing. You've got to take responsibility. But fame's a really fucked up thing.
I think that as we got further towards the middle of the noughties, the scrutiny that celebrities, especially female ones, had to deal with got a lot worse. It was a pretty relentless time.
Multiple different sort of magazines, all sort of competing against the newspapers for stories and exclusives. So the stories themselves then became more and more extreme. It was catching them unawares. They don't want to be seen like that. There definitely was this sort of dark undertone around the sort of celebrity world.
Mystique were no more. In 2001, Northern girl band Atomic Kitten were still very much in the game, and with 3 top 10 singles, it was the album market where they now set their sights.
The album came out, got to number 39. It was a disaster. Disaster. And we get the call from the record label. Our parent company have said, you've spent too much. I think they've already spent like at least $1.5 million. The album's done nothing. Drop them. I went, oh, God.
Virgin had spent a lot of money. You weren't going to get it back unless they sold 10 million records.
Please give me one more shot. I've got to do this. So we were told, right, we're going to do one more song. We then had a problem, though, that we'd already recorded all of Kerry's vocals. How are we going to replace her?
When it was decided that there would be a new member of the band, a few names were thrown about. And I was like, I have the perfect person.
I should say I'm Jenny Frost, who was in Precious originally, and then from Atomic Kitten.
Mancunian singer Jenny had already had a taste of girl bands when she performed with Precious in the Eurovision Song Contest.
The Eurovision, I think we came second to last or something. You know, it was political, obviously, because we were amazing. We were amazing. But the record label dropped us.
Me and Jenny were like party friends. Like, we always bumped into each other when we were out at the weekend.
Natasha Hamilton, God bless that ruthless girl, she said, "It's all right, I've already had a word with Jenny Frost from Precious."
Could have been seen or felt quite brutal to Kerry. But the other side of it is we've got no time to stop the train.
Tasha's words actually were, we've started the press, it's been released in 2 weeks. If it doesn't go well, we're going to get dropped. But would I join them and perform Whole again the next day, I think it was. I was like, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, let's do it.
Now it's time to meet 3 other wild girls with a new look, so get your claws out for the kittens.
With new bandmate Jenny, the Kittens debuted their new single, knowing their entire musical future depended on it.
If you see me walking down the street, staring at the sky, dragging my 2 feet, you just pass me by, but it still makes me cry that you can make me whole again. Looking back on when we first met, I cannot escape and I cannot forget. Baby, you're the one, you still turn me on, you can make me whole again.
The first live performance, that was scary. But also, they had already done the video with Kerry.
But baby, if you change your mind,
So they said, we need to reshoot the video with you in it.
can't go on. It's already been too long, but you can make me whole again.
We were up against U2 at the time, so we both released on the same day. We didn't think we'd to go and touch anywhere near U2, and after the first day, we'd like outsold them double. And then all of a sudden it was #1.
It's absolutely brilliant. It's such a, I'm speechless. It's just such an achievement, you know. We've beat one of the biggest bands. No hard feelings, lads.
Pop has bitten us on the arse. It's a fact.
We are definitely, most definitely up for a few jobs.
It was like David and Goliath, and that was not supposed to happen to us. It's like the 3 northern working class girls, they won the battle. Not only did we win it, we annihilated those around us.
Now it's Top of the Pop's 3 very happy girls. It's Liz, it's Jenny, it's Tash from Atomic Kitten. Hello.
Hello.
If Kerry decided she wanted to come back, right, ever, would you be a 4-piece?
I don't think she would ask to come back.
For what she did?
If she did, I don't think it'd work.
I never felt bad for Kerry because she'd made a decision. She had chosen she wanted to be with Brian and have a baby and blah-de-blah, so that was her path.
I don't know Jenny all that well. I've got nothing bad to say about Jenny because I don't know her, but I wish her the best of luck. I mean, she was handed it. She was. You're welcome.
I went for it and it worked out. Maybe she regrets leaving the band, whether she admits it or not, I don't know.
Jenny took a massive risk, but that risk paid off immensely because she came into a band who had an instant #1, and we flew from that moment on.
Following the runaway success of Whole Again, the record label decided not to drop the band. Instead, they re-released the album with Jenny's vocals replacing Kerry's.
#1.
This time, it made it to #1.
Whole Again just propelled us to, I'd say, superstardom. Before that, we were just, you know, some kids in a pop band.
Welcome to Party in the Park, everyone, for the Princess, just how you feel!
Now we're playing in the top league. It was like, grow up quick. Time to get my shit together. I believed that what we'd achieved career-wise up until that point was only just scratching the surface, and there was so much more to come for us. And there was.
This is shout out to my ex.
Social media was dark.
Little Mix.
It used to really hurt. People would